Hi guys, good morning. Sorry, good evening. Yeah, today is a Monday evening. All right. Okay, so today we have a very special guest. If you've seen his YouTube videos, it's always about guitars. If you search about certain guitar models, most likely you'll get to see him first before you see other reviews because he's a guy that's very serious about guitar tone, and he reviews the guitar and he actually shows you how the guitar sounds like in a very professional manner. So without further ado, let's bring in Mr. Jarvis. Okay, so the boss of the guitar spa, which you should send all your guitars over, to give them a spa treatment. It might be cheaper than your girlfriend or wife spa treatment actually. Haha. Okay, all right, just aside. All right, here we go. Hi, Jarvis. Hey.
Hey.
All
How
right.
are you? How are you, man?
All right. Good. Okay. Would you like to give an introduction of yourself first to our audience?
Basically, I'm Jarvis,
Mm-hmm.
Singaporean.
Mm-hmm.
I love guitars. I mean, a passion for guitars, and also I think, uh, and this love for guitars is just a way to just express the what is within myself, and also helping. And then over the years, I think it was about, I think, year 2000, something like that, I started working on guitars because I went to the shop and I wasn't really happy with the way things are done. And that's where I started reading, and then build. From there, I started doing free for people, and then it's like life. You learn from mistakes and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then from
Mm-hmm.
there, the drive to optimize. I want to know
Yeah.
how can I get the best juice
Mm-hmm.
out from the guitar, in terms of playability, tone, and then how certain things, certain minor changes in the guitars will just affect the playability and tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the other thing also I think that was interesting is, everybody that sends a guitar. That's where I started doing it for a fee, because it took a lot of time. And then from there, we I started the Guitar Spar, the YouTube channel, because I wanted to just play the guitars. Because there was also a general same questions being asked. What do you think about D28? What do you think about 814? What do you think about the
Okay.
Guild guitars? What do you think about
Okay.
the Yamaha guitars? So from there, that's where I started doing reviews and then playing different kinds of styles on the video.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Okay. Nice. So, I'm sure you know that today's episode is all about guitar tones, correct? All
Yeah.
right. So like talking about tone, So what is guitar tone like to you?
Guitar tone to me basically is something. I mean, it's like you're asking me, oh, what do you think about ice cream? And then I may just say, I like chocolate, or I may say strawberry, and I may even say different kinds of brands, and Hanger Dazs, ramen raisins.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so guitar is tone is basically very personal.
Okay.
Obviously, the guitar tone also is like, maybe wearing. It's guitar is a tool. So how do you use it? What do you use it for? So I think that's the other thing that is important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Traditionally, right? I'm sure there's always like two camps of I mean, not talking if we don't talk about wood wise, right? There's always like two camps of traditional guitar tones, the Martin gang versus the Taylor gang. So how do you feel about these two? I mean, like these two major camps.
Okay, basically, I would. You're very right. There's Martin and Taylor, but let me just categorize this into two categories.
Mm-hmm.
One, I would call it the traditional tone,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then one I call it the modern tone. Okay,
Okay.
traditional tone, basically you will hear something that is very smooth, that's depth, not very bright. That's on many of the old records, or CDs, or people that use on the 70s and 80s uh, music. Okay, and then later, right now, you're beginning to hear the modern tone. The modern tone is very bright, edgy, aggressive
Mm-hmm.
kind of tone. So there's two different kind of categories in
Mm-hmm.
terms of tone, that I would say.
Okay. So I mean, traditional is very a bit more warm or this lah.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
modern is very it's very cutting in that sense. So as a performer wise, right? If let's say you're which one would you choose? Let's say for soloist, which one would you recommend? A traditional tone
Okay.
or a modern one?
I
And then
think
mhm.
basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Just
No, no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. No. Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, because like of course this question was stuck in my head. When I was talking to Jerry and Jeremiah. So what happened is that Jeremiah was saying that, or suggesting, like, for example, let's say if the guy is a bit more rhythmish, right? The tone should be a bit more a bit sharper, and then for if let's say the guy is a finger picker or maybe like a soloist, it should be bigger and warmer so that it's easier for them to do the separation in the mix. So this from the sound guy's perspective lah. Yeah. So like but if let's say, like, for example, one guy is a rhythm guy, which one what do you think would be suitable?
I think the rhythm guy would prefer a brighter tone, especially when
Mm-hmm.
you're playing. It all depends also in the context of, are you playing alone? Are
Mm-hmm.
you playing in a
Mm-hmm.
band setting? Are you playing amplified or are you playing non-amplified?
Okay.
So, for example, if you're playing amplified, generally you want, especially in a band setting, you want to sit above the mix,
Mm.
and you don't want to have too much bass, because you don't want to certain frequencies that may clash with certain of your bandmates. For
Mm.
example, I mean, the mids of the the guitars will always clash with the piano. Definitely. So
Yeah.
so I'm not an EQ specialist, but this is what I front FOH people tell me, and even my good friend Colin Olivero, I mean, one of the
Okay.
good, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know him very
Yeah.
well. I mean, great sound guy, Colin, you're listening. um, and generally, you want a bright guitar, and a warm guitar will get loose in the mix. It will be lost in the mix.
Okay.
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 So when you're playing also in a solo guitar, obviously you want a warm sounding guitar, right? I mean, warm sounding guitar. But also you want clarity. It also depend on what type of song you're playing and things like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we have one of the guitar gods of Singapore in the house, so let's say hi to Mr. Jonathan Cole.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan. Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about Jonathan. I mean, Jonathan knows about tone, especially electric guitars, way much more than me. I mean, you see, I mean, even when he plays the guitar, I mean, you see how his
Yeah.
physiology, how he's
Yeah.
into. It's like he's going to squeeze out every juice out of that guitar. I mean,
Okay.
So, Jonathan, that's right?
True. True. Yeah. I mean, those people who have seen him play, or even if you go to his YouTube channel and see him play, wow, the feel is there. It is really,
Yeah.
he's coaxing all the notes out of the flatboard, and it's so effortless, and then it's so
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
But it's true,
Yeah.
Jonathan. It's like every time I see you play anything, right, I want to buy. And then I look at my bank account, then okay, never mind. No, but it's really like seeing him play is a treat. Like even seeing Jarvis play is also a treat also, because you guys do it so effortlessly, and then you guys do it with the kind of very happy or nice or in the mood expression. Is wow, it's a treat to see you guys play. No, serious, serious. I'm not saying this because you're on my life, and I'm not saying this because Jonathan is watching the live. But it's real, it's real. Like musicians will tend to like, wow, we know that you're in the mood, because this is how we feel when we play also. So yeah. Okay, okay. So talking about tone wise, there's always a lot of secret. There's always a lot of mystery about tone woods, like
Yeah.
like like how will you like basically describe them, or is there like any secret formula or whatever not when it comes to certain tone wood, that kind of thing? Yeah. Mm.
Generally, in the market, especially, of course, if we take the pyramid down,
Mm-hmm,
we
mm-hmm.
have the high end, the
Yep.
mid section, and then the mass market. Okay, this is basically marketing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the triangle, three segments, and in the mass market, you would see that generally it's either Indian rosewood back sides, or a
Mm-hmm.
mahogany, or a Asian mahogany species, because mahogany right now you can't export out. to Asia. So there are Asian species kind of mahogany. Some are a little bit softer and it gives you a woody tone. So these are the two tone woods that are trial and tested in the market. And then also, okay, basically, Indian rosewood give you a very deep bottom end and a very punchy, very fat, thick tone. And then the mahogany will give you a very woody, organic kind of tone. Okay, but in terms of perception of value, people will always say, oh, because I mean Asians are like that. It's all about price and stuff like that. So it's expensive means good. It doesn't mean that. It all depends. It's like chocolate and strawberry ice cream again. I like to use that analogy. And at least these two tone woods. Then you have the maple, which a lot of people think that maple is very bright. Okay, but it's at the end of the day, it's not just the wood that you use. It's important. It's not the materials. It's who makes the guitar. Because if it's like if you eat a meal right now, a filet mignon or a nice chicken chop, is it the freshness of the chicken or is it the cook? It could be both, right? It could be one or the other, right? Yeah. But a great chef, a great luthier can bring out the best. It's just like I mean, we go back to our taiko Jonathan again. Okay, okay. He can use certain guitars and still bring out the best of those guitars, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people think it's the guitar, but your skill matters also. I mean, in terms of playing also. And then coming back, I'm just digressing a little bit, expanding this a little bit there. So coming back also to maple guitars, if you use maple guitars, a lot of people don't know because a lot of people have bad experience with cheap maple guitars. That's why they sound really, how I can say, very bright. So when you get a good luthier that makes a great maple guitar, it sounds really, they can make it sound warm, pairing out with the correct tone wood from the top. Could be a cedar top with a maple back and sides, Engelmann top with a maple back and sides. And then that, in fact, if you use maple, coming back to live playing, because maple decays very fast in terms of resonance, it cuts through the band very well, or it cuts through the mix very well. It records very well also.
Okay, which is quite important because talking from the sound guy point of view, like for example, you have something like what you say in a band situation wise, right? You want all the instruments to layer very nicely like kueh lapis.
Yeah, kueh lapis. I love kueh lapis.
All right, in very nice layers, so everybody has their own place to sit in the band. So of course, when you're doing mixing in the band, in a band context, you don't want the piano player to create havoc all over the place because the piano is the king of all instruments. They cover almost the entire full range. So usually we will always see how and then ask the pianist to play certain registers only, and so that they don't cover the rest of the people. Otherwise, the bassist 他不假 the drummer, hey, why you come into my frequency also? And then the guitarist when they solo already, right? Then the pianist same thing, then crash. So that's why I think your talk about the maple guitar is very important because usually in a lot of settings wise, right? Especially when you are playing in a place where the soundman may be a novice or not so expert guy, right? You find that the acoustic guitar, the rhythm guitar, right, is gone. Cannot hear the guitar at all. So I think the maple, how you describe the maple guitar and the way that it's cutting through, right, that will be very important because otherwise the guy, poor thing lah, he practiced so hard and nobody can hear him. It's quite sad, because sometimes when I see some shows and hey, acoustic guitar, don't have is it an engineer or is it the guitar or is it the person? It could be many things also.
Sometimes the engineer deliberately does.
Maybe.
Maybe let me just explain this part because
okay.
It's important about playing. Sometimes every guitarist want to be heard, right? I mean, whether you're playing at the church setting, you're playing in different settings, everybody wants to be heard because they have that ego, which I think Jonathan was talking about it. Everybody has that ego. Everybody wants to be, if you look at the the picture of a group picture, whose picture do you see first? It's your picture, right? You look for your picture first. You never look for your sister's picture. You look for yourself first in that picture. So
True.
so musicians are all very, they look within themselves. It's all about me, I, me, myself, Jimmy, gimme. Okay. But when you play in a band, you know that it's a relationship with your band members, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is
Mm-hmm.
also a lot of guitarists overplay. So, for example,
Mm.
they strum all the six
Yeah.
strings, and it's so jarring that, the sound engineer just put him down, put him
Yeah.
down, because you're a team. So it's like, you know, the word team, TEAM, means together,
Yep.
everyone achieves more.
Yep.
What it means. So, having the discipline to pull back and play less, or playing at the pockets. I know sessionists will say that playing in the pockets, playing to complement,
Yeah.
rather than to be heard. I think it's important.
Yeah.
So when I watch one of my favorite guitarists is Lee Ritenour. I mean, he's great showmanship, great player, but you see some of the live recording. A certain part he doesn't play at all. Certain part he lets people. It's like telling a story. It's time for you to tell a story.
Yeah.
It's time to you to play a story, and then people take time. Because if everybody, I mean, there are four people. If everybody talks, then who's going to listen?
True. True.
So the band dynamics is something that musicians need to know. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
this is not taught or is not shared, but some things are taught, some things are caught. So you got to watch and then listen.
Mm-hmm.
Listening is, I think, the key. One
Yeah.
of the keys. Listening.
True. Yeah. Oh, that's quite interesting because a lot of times, like everybody will come like, hey, can this mic maybe sound better or not? I'm like, it depends, what kind of context are you going to use it in, and then a lot of them a lot of people just buy gear so that they can sound bigger and better, but they always forget, it's always from here first, and then knowing the purpose of
Yes,
about
yes,
why
yes.
you're playing this, and then
Yeah.
from there, if you're doing your own recording, okay lah, good for you lah, you decide, but if you're playing for other people, you need to follow the music director or the producer's idea, and then don't, get that kind of thing, in a sense.
Coming back
Yeah.
on tone, something that I
Yep.
I
Yep.
is very interesting. Let me
Mm.
just share a little bit of experience. In my travels, I travel to Philippines. I mean, the
Mm.
Filipinos are great musicians. And
Yeah.
a lot of times I say, hey, we need this kind of pickup, we need this kind of guitar and stuff like that. And then I was there in a hotel, listening, and then there was this guy playing a guitar, a girl singing, and lo and behold, I see the guitar, and then the way it's being played, in the right format, with just a normal amp, the guitar sounded full. Okay, that I mean, and then I went to another place where it was in Shangri-La, in Shangri-La Hotel in Manila, at Makati, and there was a guitarist, a car horn, and I think two singers. That's all. And he was playing a Korean Breed Love. I probably with a Fishman, but I guess it was EQ nicely. There was a lot of lows, correct highs. Playing just, it's like playing a piano on a guitar, and really, and that really blew my mind. And I came back and said, less is more. How can I play less, to serve the purpose
Mm.
of the full band?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the key. That's where tone
Yep.
comes in. How do you EQ? When do you strum this? When do you come in? It's this is an interesting part
Mm-hmm.
of guitar.
Yep. Yep. Okay. So of course, we talk about Philippines and all this, right? We are in Southeast Asia. So of course, Singapore is actually quite wet. Philippines is also very, very wet.
Asia
So
is all wet.
yeah, it's all wet. So how, like does it actually affect the guitar and stuff?
um. Okay, so wood is affected by humidity. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't
Mm-hmm.
realize that wood is affected by humidity. The humidity in Singapore is 90%, 80 to 90%. In fact, the last few
Mm-hmm.
days, I taken more baths than too many baths, and today, if and all these guitars are constructed at 45 to 50% relative humidity, and in our regions, anything is between 80 to 90. If you're in an aircon, it dips down to 45. But no, not all. A lot of us in Asia has the luxury of a 24/7 in an aircon place, right?
Mm.
That's where your guitars start to the top. When humidity sets in, number one, okay, I have the basically a top here. I mean, I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy. So when humidity sets in, the first thing that happens is this part starts to swell, and then it starts to swell, and then it starts to affect the action, and a little deviation of 0.5 mm, 0.2 mm in terms of, because I mean the whole guitar is about 200 pounds of force, string force, right? So once you have UED set in, it's string force times the height of the string. So if humidity goes up, it's no longer, let's say, 200 pounds times 10 mm. It could be 200 pounds times 11 mm or 12 mm at the bridge. That's where then your neck starts to move. That's where the tone starts to shift.
Okay. Whoa, shit. Okay.
We can talk for hours of this because and when you, if I were to take this a dry piece of wood here that is constructed, and I put it on certain points of my hand, and I start to, let's say, tap here, and then the tap tone is very crisp. Okay, they're very responsive, very crisp. But when the wood is damp, it is no, the tapping tone changes. That's where the reflective properties of the wood, or comes out. People say it's muddy right now. That's why in Singapore, the trend is basically people buy new guitars, and within 2-3 years, and around 3 years, they start to sell the guitar because they lost that love, the first love with the guitar. That's the problem.
Okay.
So if you manage humidity by drying the guitar, let's say with a dehumidifier, let's say once a week for 8 hours, I guarantee you your guitar will sound crispy, woody. Action is at a loving thing, and you will thank me for it. Okay, that's free. That's free.
Okay. Okay. Except for the dehumidifier, you have to buy your own, Yeah.
Well, you can actually buy either a new unit for $400-500, or you can buy it for Carousel. People have it for $100. I tell people that, yeah, because
Okay.
this it's not everybody buys you dehumidifier, right? It's crazy people like us that wants to maintain a guitar, because guitars are like kids, like the first few years, how you maintain the guitar, will determine how the tone develops also. It's like a person's character, like kids' character. You develop the character and values that the person has is when they are at when they're young. Okay, so the guitar is the same. The first few years you baby it right, the stuff like that, the correct strings, take it well. Because once the guitar top is deformed, it's very hard to dry it and let it come back. Hey, it's like having a scar. You can't really remove the scar, right?
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we have a few comments. They're all saying hi to you. So, apart from Jonathan Cole, we have Rina Ang saying hi, Sifu Jarvis.
Hi, guys. Hi, ladies.
Okay, and then we have Xiong. Is it Xiong Yao or Xiong Hui? Sorry, my Fanti is.
My Chinese are very bad also.
Okay, sorry. Okay, now he's saying that he faces problem. Yeah, I face this problem too. That's why I just sent my guitar over to Jarvis for some love and care. All right, and then Mr. Rick Mackie
makes Rick Mackie, yeah.
Right, yeah, he's complimenting Jarvis for his lovely YouTube videos, and then, yeah, it was just a crazy idea for me to invite him in. I mean, to be honest, Deity microphones has nothing to do with guitar and stuff, but microphones are always been used to record stuff, so yeah.
If I sound good, it's because of this microphone. If I don't sound good, it's because of the weather.
Oh, thanks. Okay, but most important thing is that because a lot of people want to record their guitars and stuff, and then a lot of time they always ask, what's a good tone, That's why I was thinking, why don't I get one of the tone guru, which is Jarvis, over for this talk, and sure enough, we have been talking about different, first thing, the definition of a traditional tone and a modern tone. Yep. And after that we talk about a few tone woods in how they sound like in general, and then of course we just thought upon the topic that he can go on endlessly, and then I can complain endlessly also, which is humidity in Singapore, because first thing we feel it, and then yeah, of course in Asia it's very wet, and then that's not the ideal thingy. So Jarvis just shared, about how to take care about your guitars. Just use a dehumidifier for 8 hours once per week. It's like a spa treatment, like going for the massage for the guitar, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right. Never leave your guitar on a stand in the hall.
oh shit. Okay.
Okay. For long periods. I mean, I know some people
Okay.
are just plain lazy. I mean, I have one owner that came in and said, Jarvis, I don't want to. I'm lazy and things like that. I said, hey, please, you want to play this guitar for the rest of your life, you can.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your problem of just going back to the case, unzip it or open it up and put it back in there, and then just close it and then leave it in the coolest place in your home. That's it. That's all I'm
Okay.
asking.
Okay. If there's no aircon, it's still okay, right?
Yeah, no icon. But also the other thing is, because when you after you play, some people have
Yeah.
oils
Yeah.
that are deposited on the fretboard. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is coupled with humidity. That's where all the gunk is all stuck onto the
Oh
fretboard.
shit. Okay.
And then that's where your frets start to oxidize.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Okay.
It's
Guilty
really
as
bad.
charged.
It's like wearing a dirty underwear every day. I mean.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Point taken. Okay, guys. Please don't do that to guitars. Okay, it's a bit
Yeah.
disgusting.
It's disgusting. I mean, I get really emotional when people tell me I leave my guitars or it's dusty. And dusty is okay, but they leave the guitars on the stand, and I think basically I'm here to just educate people, because I mean, we all don't know a lot of stuff. I mean, even
Mm-hmm.
mics, and I'm still new and stuff like that. Doing videos, I also learn, and I got tips from people from city music, how to get the tone and even the sound and everything right. Even getting the curtains behind me in my room black,
Yeah.
because somebody said that, hey, if you need help, I can do it for you. It's almost like saying, hey, you're not pro enough.
Okay. Okay. All right. We have some people who are saying hi. So Mr. Ray Chan is saying hi to you.
Ray,
Mr.
yes.
Mr. Nyang. Sorry, I can't pronounce this word. It's a bit unique. So Mr. Nyang was saying that guitars are like kids. True, they are obedient, and they can be nonsense sometimes also if you don't take care of them.
Yep.
All right. And we have a very interesting comment from Mr. Rick again. Over the long term, 20 to 30 years, what are your thoughts of how a torrified top will perform versus a top that's not torrified? What's torrified?
Okay, Torify basically, from what I read, okay, this is I also have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also read in the forums, and Torify basically is they bake the tops, or they go through a certain process where they try to dry out the tops or simulate aging process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's very hard to say how can a torrified top um, versus a top that is non-torrified, because we're talking about two different guitars. Could be torrified sometimes can be also marketing, because before this label torrified was came out, Collins guitars were already baking their tops,
Okay.
their tops in the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oven. I've read this somewhere, and
Okay.
and
Okay.
and their guitars sound amazing. Obviously they say that it will age a little bit, and then um Yamaha came out with their torrified tops. They call it ARE,
Yeah, I have
acoustic
one of that.
resonant. I mean, so
Yeah.
so so some of these things are it's really there. It's just that they highlight it to you, giving you a marketing perspective so that they can
Sell more of it.
push you and sell more stuff to you. I mean, uh, there are certain things I will not mention brands and stuff like that. Certain things that I mean, for example, I mean, let me just talk about Taylor guitars, right? Taylor guitars, um, they're criminal in terms of marketing, because they say a lot of things, and then later they change their stand. But at that certain period, they say this is good, this is good. For example, they say that when they developed the ES system, they say we don't like the crystals that are on the undersaddle pickup. Okay, so they say things like this. Then later, their ES system had problems and things like that, and then they developed the and like something like crystal, the saddle kind of stuff, but it's at the side, you know. And a lot of things that they do, and then they backtrack and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So
Yeah.
so just be careful, because sometimes some of this marketing is whole lot of
Interesting stuff.
BS.
Okay. Yeah.
Could be.
True. Okay. Okay. So we have some interesting comments. All right. Actually, I also quite a sucker for aging stuff. Like for oven baked stuff. So I always I always lust for a roasted flame maple guitar, that kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
really very pretty. I was like, wow, so chill. Yeah, but I think oh well, never mind. Okay, so Mr. Lee Jianwei has a comment. He's asking you if been leaving his guitar out for about 8 years. Will dehumidifying the guitar still improve the tone, or is it too late? How long roughly should I notice an effect? Thank you.
It is very hard to comment on this, because depends on the condition of the guitar. Number one.
Okay.
Number two is it could be bloated very badly. Obviously, when you dry it, it does go down a little bit, but not to its maximum situation. I mean, condition. So obviously, when you dry it, I mean, because if you think back, 8 years, you probably absorb a lot of
Yeah.
moisture, and sometimes that as a result of that, sometimes certain brands of guitar, the finish gets a little bit cloudy because of that. So
Mm-hmm.
try to dry it. If not, then send it to somebody who can actually get it set up properly, drying the process and stuff like that. So it's important, because sometimes the people you send up to some shops, they just set it up for you. But it's like surgery, right? you know, Sometimes the doctor says we want to bring your body to a certain condition, then we start surgery,
Mm.
right? Because if
Mm.
not, you will
Correct.
suffer. The
Yeah.
same with guitars, because you want to do they call it minimum intervention. Are you solving the symptoms or the root cause? So you have the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
The root symptoms could be the just humidity. Action is high, unplayable. But then the root cause is humidity. So you bring the humidity back to the correct humidity. That's what Martin guitars, Taylor guitars, when the guitars are sent back, they acclimatize the guitar to 50% or 45%. Then they start the repair work.
Mm.
It's very important. This point is very important, because it's fundamental. So if you don't get the fundamental right, your end outcome will not be right.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so it's very important.
Okay. So Jeno, I think it's time for you to send it for a checkup
No,
and
you
and,
don't have to
and
send to me.
spa.
There are good people
Yeah.
out there. And there are a lot of good people out there who can actually set up your guitar. But
Mm-hmm.
um, find somebody that you trust. Find up somebody that you can develop a relationship. I think very important, who knows your needs and also can advise you accordingly. I think at the end of the day, even for jobs, things like that, it's all meeting customers, owners' needs. But also the other thing also is sometimes owners they are not very well informed, right? So I think it's we who are a little bit more well informed should just educate them and
Yeah.
debunk some of the myths that they may have,
Mm-hmm.
on
Mm-hmm.
guitar on guitars.
Okay.
Okay, any more questions we have?
Raymond, a compliment for you. Raymond Day admire your love for guitar, and then he sent his Blu-rays to you a few years back, and then you took care of it and upgraded it.
Yeah,
And then Xiong Hui was hoping that you can actually make a video of how you dehumidify or humidify a guitar.
I don't know
Okay.
how to make a video. Just
Yeah.
1 meter away, put your guitar on a stand, switch on the machine, and then
Okay.
close all the doors. I think that's the
All right.
simple way.
Okay. Then Dean noticed, I'm not a fan of Taylor ES2, but I love the sound of them acoustically. I find the microphone sound to capture a lot of noise from the strings and not a lot of the sound of the guitar. What do you think of the Taylor ES2 pickup?
Okay, didn't notice. Let me just give you a little bit on the ES2. I think the first couple batch of ES2, if you were to buy, because I had a 9-1, I had some guitars when it started the ES2. It's very microphonic, but it wasn't clear. So right now with the new ES2, it's clearer, but also there are 3 screws that are on um, the bridge where the saddle comes up. If you tighten that 3 screws too much, you get too much gain. That's where it gets very muddy. So you need to actually release a little bit more. And then because it captures a lot of string noise, when you release a little bit more, then you can EQ it to manage that part. I will not say it's a bad system, and I will not say it's a good system. It's just different from your normal pickup systems that are available, USD pickups system that are available. Because people think that pickups are all the same. It's like mic, it's all the same. No. There's different. I mean, it depends on which segment you're going. And I think also what type of function you want to use it for. So that's the thing.
Okay. Of course, like what he say, right? Most of, for me lah, because I'm the microphone guy. A lot of the best recordings are actually done using microphones, and one thing, right? You need to play around with the microphone position before you decide whether it is nice or not. Like for a lot of guys always put the microphone at the sound hole. I never like it. So what happen, right, is that if let's say you have the guitar right here, right, I actually put the guitar at the bridge area but below, and then slightly above at the side, so there's a bit less bassy, and then you get a lot of highs and everything. If you want a lot more finger tone, then you put one at the shelf flat. So this is what we usually do for recording. Or if you want, you can actually do a XY or RTF, so that you can get it in a stereo recording, and then it sounds very awesome when you mix it down. So a lot of people always use the other use the wrong microphone, or the environment is not so good, and then like, for example, like my room is noisy, so I can't use a microphone for guitar recording, so I plug it in. But I also do some EQ adjustment and stuff to make it sound as natural as possible. Because if you hear a piezo pickup versus a nice microphone, it's actually worse apart, because the piezo is a bit quacky. To my own opinion, it means that there's certain jarring kind of frequencies coming out. But if you put it spaced nicely in a very nice room, it sounds pristine. In fact, there are some guys who actually do some interesting stuff. So what they do is that they mic the front, and they put a mic from here to pick onto the guitar to emulate how you will hear. So if let's say you want it in binaural recording, we'll actually put two to emulate how you're hearing the guitar from your head downwards, like when you're playing. So this is how some of the guitar recordings was actually been done, and then you have a very 3D image because of that. So these are all the fun things that can play with the microphones placement and stuff. Okay, so of course,
so guys, if you need help, look for Jinfu. Okay, I mean he's the expert. Seriously, but this is first time I've heard this a mic from the back. I mean
it is interesting. Because
I'm learning something from you. So
just think about it. When you play a guitar, right? Of course, you play a guitar, and then the guitar board transmit, vibrates, and then everything, the sound is shoot out from this direction, right? But you as the player also hear the guitar in that sense. And sometimes, some people want to have that kind of vibe, like I'm playing the guitar myself. So this is why when we do an emulation of the mic from here onwards to give you that perspective. Yeah, so this is actually some techniques that some people do. So it really depends on what the producer want, or what the performer wants to do, and then as engineers we just translate it out lah. Yeah lah. So this is what we do actually. Okay, so it's actually quite fun. I mean there's no correct stuff. Just make sure that if it sounds good, it sounds good.
That's good. Any more questions, guys? Come on.
All right.
Send all those questions in.
Wihan love Jarvis setup. Made his SS5 play like butter. All right. Then Patrick Lim, has a question for you. May I ask what are the recommendations for the treble, mid, and bass settings on the semi-acoustic EQ? If you are playing at home and through the amp, what will you recommend normally?
Okay, basically, I just want to echo what some of the engineers tell me. Number one, for live sound, normally they say you don't add EQ. In fact, you subtract EQ because in fact you need less EQ. You need less EQ than more. Okay, that's one. For home settings, sometimes it depends on the guitar. I use an AER amp, and generally,
nice.
compact 60 amp. I also got an Alpha amp that a friend gave to me. Okay, a good friend gave to me. So what I do is you adjust it to your liking. Basically, it's like how would I say? How do you want your mee pok done? More chili, more. I mean, I can't really, EQ. I mean, sometimes people say, how do I get a nice tone? Firstly, what's the point of reference? If you have a point of reference in your mind,
Yep.
and then from there you adjust till you get your point of reference. I think that's the basis, because if you don't have it in your mind, you don't know what's a good tone. If you don't know, if you only eat one wonton mee, then you said, oh, this is the best wonton mee. But if you eat several places, then you know what is the best wonton mee.
Oh, I think Jerry will love this conversation because I always talk about Jerry with Jerry Chua and a few of my friends about wonton mee. So next time we can do a small group and debate about that. And then after that,
Center, Ah Sing, I think is it Ahwat or Ah Sing wonton mee underneath. Yeah, that was one of the best.
Yeah. Then we can record all of us eating with ASMR and make everybody jealous of us. Yeah, that'll be quite cool. Okay. But I think on for the EQ side, right, like what Jarvis has said, for most sound guys, right, when you're playing live, what we want you to do is to flat your settings, so that we can hear how your guitar sounds like in the most natural form, where there's no MSG or no nothing, right? It's flat, correct? Alright. So what we do is that, like what he said, I will cut on my master EQ. Why? Because if I flat it and you're near my monitor, so first I'll EQ it according to the monitor side so that there's no feedback. And after that, for the live, I will see how can I put you inside the audio spectrum. Because if let's say you are a solo artist, then I need to make sure that you sound big and full and give you just enough of the reverb to make you sound very, very proper and very big sounding. Correct? Because if there's no point for me to make your guitar sound very thin and tiny when you are playing as a solo artist, because you need to make sure that your guitar sound is complete enough, because there's only one guitar. But if you are playing in the band setting, then I will need to make sure that I slice enough of you so that you take on a certain pocket that is filled by the acoustic guitar and you're not drowned by the electric guitar, especially when they step on the distortion pedal. Die liao, you can't hear the acoustic anymore. So we need to like what he say, we need to slice everybody's part nicely, whether you like it or not. But for the mix engineer is to make, like, we are called a mixing engineer because we are mixing all your sounds together to make the best wonton mee. So if someone's wonton is very big, or the too little mee or too much mee or too much chili, that kind of thing, so we have to make sure that every the wonton mee tastes perfect. And not because you're a big ego guitarist or a big ego electric guitarist and then your wonton is the biggest and then the rest all small, that kind of thing. So this is how we have to do everything. So in sometimes, right, what we actually tell or what I tell people is that for the monitors, I'll make sure that you can hear yourself properly and I will give you what you want. But when it comes to FOH, trust me, to make you guys sound good. And after that, if you guys have any issue, let me know, because I will know how your band sound like, but I'll try to make you all balance first, and from there we will adjust and take it from there. So this is what you see most sound engineers will try to communicate. Like the previous session with Jerry and Jeremiah, what they do, they go out to the band, listen to how they play, and then after that they understand the band and then they mix. That's what we do also. We try to do also lah. So that's why for playing wise, right, this is what we do. But if you're playing at home, then you just take the chance to play around, and to have fun. All right. Okay. Then
can I just add on this?
Yes, of course.
Generally, I was told, by sound engineers, is to cut the mids, right? Cut the mids. Normally, I cut the mids a little bit. If you're playing the band setting, and then your bass normally put it at neutral. Then depends, unless it's very tiny, then you can add a little bit more bass, and then the mids you can actually go up a little bit. But if you're playing the band, basically you just cut a little bit of mids, right? I guess so, right?
Actually it depends. It depends on how
your guitar also lah.
Yeah, depends on the guitar and a lot of things. So a lot of people say cut this, cut that, right? It actually depends on.
Yeah, it depends on the environment also, because
so many things
in the speakers and stuff like that. So but I tell you, I mean, the a good sound engineer can make your normal guitar sound really good live. Seriously,
Yep.
I've seen,
True. True.
I mean,
Yeah.
Colin Olivero, he's
Yeah,
one of
he's here.
those
He's
guys. He's
watching. Calling. Oh,
fantastic.
you're one
Colin,
of
are you
the.
there? I've
Yes,
been
he's
mentioning.
watching.
You
We
need to
summon
pay
you
me more
summon him up
money.
already.
You need to pay me
Yeah.
more money for mentioning your name. But
Yeah.
he's a great.
He is.
He is
He is. He
fantastic
is.
because
He is.
I mean, I'm not saying the rest is no good, but I mean, he stands out a little bit more because he's a very nice guy. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
after he came in and did a few of our sessions, immediately even the Indian monitors, and when I was back when
Yeah.
my other bands were playing, the dynamics is just magical. I mean, the
Yeah.
guy just does
Yeah.
magic on the board, and
So he
and
made the best
then
one time for you, right?
I think it's not just me. I think basically when
Yeah.
you play when you play a
Yeah.
band, it's like what you say. You can slice it then you can.
Yeah.
It's not like the sound comes in one ball. It's like one ball too.
Yeah.
It's like it comes in different level. You can hear every
Yeah.
single little detail
Yeah.
of every instrument, the voices.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's a great
So
sound engineer.
so
You
so
know,
what he did, he did the best Kueh Lapis where it's like
fantastic,
rainbow Kueh
fantastic,
Lapis, and then
fantastic,
every layer have their own
fantastic.
coloration
Yeah,
and their
fantastic.
own taste. Like
Yeah.
the brown tastes like chocolate, the green tastes like pandan, that kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, and
That's like
then when you sound good, actually, when you sound good, because I mean, it's like what I say about relationships. Like you have the relationship with the guitar, and then your relationship with the music, and then when you play live, it's your relationship with the audience. Right? If the
yeah.
audience feedback mechanism comes well, I mean, the
Yeah.
audience is really
When
rah
they
rah rah,
feel you,
and then you
yeah,
can hear
you
yourself,
play
you can hear
better.
the
Yeah.
band, the dynamics is there, and that's where you flow. It's just like Jonathan,
Yeah.
he plays, and then he gives you that. Oh man, it's like he's into it already.
Yeah.
He's trying to band that string, and then his
Yeah.
body language. I know he hates me say that, but I've
Okay.
seen him play. It's
I
really
know. Okay. So we have two questions that I think we can combine them together. So the first question is by Nyang. He's asking, hi Jarvis, for this humidity issue, is it safe if I put a small dehumidifier bag inside the guitar case? And then for Kun was saying, preferably do you store the guitar in a hard case or soft bag? I think we can put
okay.
these two together
Okay,
as a question.
basically, if you have a hard case, put in a hard case. Make sure you keep it as dry
Mm-hmm.
as possible.
All right.
Some people said, "Do I need to buy some of this Zorbit and stuff like that?" I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it does help to prevent it from getting worse, but it's not the total best solution. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you can put a few of this to just baby a guitar when you between, let's say, Monday to Saturday, or Monday or Sunday to Saturday, and then Saturday night you dry your guitar, for one night.
Mm.
So because some
Okay.
people say, oh no, I don't want to buy a dehumidifier because it's too big and stuff like that. I just use this dehumidifier bags and put into the guitar case.
Okay.
So I always tell them, it's like, you're supposed to take 500 milligrams of Panadol, and you're only taking 50 milligrams.
Yeah. Not enough, right?
it,
Okay.
it helps a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not too, uh,
Okay. Okay.
effective. But the main
All
thing
right.
is, how do we make it effective? Okay.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Then Raymond Tay was saying, if we have no time to maintain, is Ovation a better choice?
Ovation. Okay. You see, there are in life there are options, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can talk about carbon fiber guitars. I
Yep.
mean, I have a carbon fiber guitar, and the reason why I had a carbon fiber guitar that I wanted to buy and use was because I was going on a Israel holy trip to Israel, and knowing that there will be very uh, dry season there and very cold, and then also to travel there, I didn't want to bring any of my wooden guitars because I have to bring tools to adjust, right? So I just, and then I brought a carbon fiber guitar up there. But the other thing also you need to know about Ovation. Ovation uses a solid top and a carbon fiber, whatever you call it, a shell back. The
Mm-hmm.
top is still solid. Even you say it's
Mm-hmm.
laminated, it's still partial wood, so it's still is affected by humidity. Okay, even the little Martins that are laminated top also it does affect with the humidity, but only the carbon fiber doesn't. It could be Lava Me or the carbon. I'm using a McPherson carbon fiber. I still have it, but honestly, the carbon fiber give you a tone, but there's no character and soul because guitar is wood, right? Wood, there's a soul within
Yes.
it.
I know.
So you can play 3D28 and
And they all
3
sound different.
they sound different even though they are made with the same bracing pattern
Yeah.
because they have a soul.
Yeah. I know
Okay.
what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Then okay. Then Mr. Rick is asking, what microphone system will you recommend when you're recording amateur videos on a limited budget? Okay. Um. For me wise, right? Okay. It really depends what is your budget, and if possible wise, right? Get a recording interface if you can, so that you can have multiple mic patterns.
Cheers, guys.
And then there are a lot of different ways to record your guitar. I mean, if you have a limited budget. So if let's say if you want, right, you can actually get just a normal on camera mic, but then you just need to play around the mic position. Okay, because most of the time microphones are just a tool to pick up sound. Alright, just work within your budget and then get something that is effective, and then position it right so they capture a lot better, and then that should be okay. Usually you want to capture it from the front so that you can have a bit more of the highs. If you capture it from this angle, you won't get a lot of the sparkling highs, that kind of thing. So yeah, so it really depends. So but rule of thumb, a lot of people like to use pencil condensers, a pair of them, for at two positions to record that. Some people like to use two pencil condensers, even one large diaphragm for even bigger body sound. So play around with that if you have the luxury, or if not, you can always PM me and I can tell you some of my recommendations. Yep.
Can I add my 2 cents
Yeah,
worth?
yeah, of course.
Okay, number
You
one
have
right
been doing a
now.
lot more videos.
Okay, maybe right now, if you don't want to spend something inexpensive right now, I'm using my iPhone, I think an iPhone X, and then I'm also using a Deity mic right now that is actually looped into this handphone. Deity didn't pay me to say this, so this could be one inexpensive way. You use one mic here, things like that. But I don't do it using a handphone because I'm a little bit. I don't really have the luxury of time, so I use a Zoom Q8 that I bought from CD Music. I mean, I've been using Zoom products for a long time because firstly, it's idiot proof. Basically, you have two XLR output there, and then you just fit it in. It has a phantom power built in. Obviously, the video quality is not that fantastic like XLR camera. I can usually take XLR camera or the phone, but at the end of the day, the YouTube videos for certain YouTubes, you want audio quality better than video quality. Because it's all about, if people listen to you playing guitar, they want to listen to the sound, right? I mean, obviously, looking good is important, but I mean, unless you're a celebrity, a lot of people don't really care, I mean, but it's good also to look good on camera. So try to dress well, like Shunfu is and Jinfu and me are wearing black, men in black.
Okay. Black makes you look slimmer, so yeah.
Yeah, makes you slimmer, and also I think also I think one tip when you're doing video cameras, I'm just trying to expand a little bit more, a little bit. Is a smile,
I know.
Everybody like a smile because when you even right now, if you go downstairs, of course now with masks is a bit difficult. It's a lot of times even I go overseas and people don't smile. And you suddenly smile, people will respond with a smile.
True.
And everybody loves a smile because and then you're also exercising your facial muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all small little tips. I know it's small, but it's important because how do you project? I like what Joe Bauer said. He says, how do you wrap your package? I mean, your package as a musician, your package as a content provider, you even in your work, how do people treat you the way you look, right? I mean, for the start. So I mean, if you want to be famous on videos and things like that, is to start to project that
The energy.
positivity,
Yeah,
energy.
correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
energy is very
Energy.
important.
So start with a smile. Look good. Always trying to help.
Yep.
And something I learned also, one of my previous boss, he says it's all about them. It's not about you. It's never about you. It's all about them. So how you want to serve the community, how you want to give content, give to the community. I think that's when you have that
Yep.
mindset, when you start giving, it start to come back to
Yep.
you. I think in
Of course.
enormous form.
Yep.
So I think that's the thing. Okay.
Okay, then Colin O was asking, when are you going to set up his guitar? And then he also have one important comment, okay, which is what I was trying to say, for recording guitar and stuff, best if you have an audio interface and then one or two condensers to pick up the front frets, so it can give you nicer sound. But of course, if you're on the budget, you just want to do cover videos and stuff and make it sound good, there are a thousand one options, like what Jarvis has said. This mic is actually quite cool. There's a lot of things that you can try. You just try, with the mic positioning and get the best sound that you can. Yep.
Firstly, you have to be a good player, lah.
Yeah, that is important. If you first thing you must practice first, lah. Practice and make sure that you're
Make
confident.
sure it's not dead strings. I mean, a lot of people.
Yeah.
And also make sure your guitar is in tune. Always tune your guitar. I mean,
Yes.
even when you're playing live, you're recording,
Yep.
tune the guitar. I mean, there are cases where I did halfway my guitar went out of tune, and I tuned it, but
Yep.
I apologize because some things are out of control. But always, even you're playing a set of 4 or 5 songs, play 3 songs, retune your guitar, because the weather can sometimes wreck your the tuning off, and then you can't tune it halfway when you're in a gig or a recording. So it's important. Coming back,
Yep.
Colin, I've asked you to come. I'm waiting for you,
Aha.
So you're waiting
Same
for
thing,
me.
same thing.
I don't know, That's why I mentioned your name and you appeared, magically.
Yep. Okay, but he was asking one question, like just now you're talking about baby mittens. So, like of course, in the market there's a lot of baby guitars and the full body guitars, like why do you what's the difference between the two of them? Can a small guitar sound big?
Okay, generally, when we talk about small guitars, there's a limitation because of the cavity, the airspace inside. So, there's so much juice you can squeeze out from a small guitar. So the small guitar, even I've played certain guitars, small guitar, except the recently I played a Maestro Zero cedar top from Hosan. Okay, it was sent in. Cedar top with back and sides rosewood, and that was exceptional because it was just braced correctly.
Oh.
But it was a small guitar, and
Okay.
I played. In fact, I asked the owner. I don't want to mention her name here. Why not you sell that guitar to me? because it was just exceptional. Because sometimes you get all this guitar and then you just get one exceptional jewel come in and it's like wow,
Yeah.
But generally small guitars don't give you the depth. But I've played one Ed Sheeran model. So when you use amplifier, right? Okay, small guitars basically normally when you're at home you play small guitars. Because I mean you don't want to play a dreadnought and your wife asking you to watch that Korean drama with you, and then she says you're playing too loud, even though she wants you to sit next to her.
Yep.
Okay. So generally at home people play. If you're playing alone, you play a small guitar. Okay. The Little Martins, the Dreadnought Juniors, the GS Minis, the Baby Taylors, and then when you're playing live or you're playing for church people in the cell group, they want a Dreadnought or a big jumbo guitar. And then when they play live, basically it's aesthetic, right? Every guitarist, how many guitarists stands in front of their mirror and stares at themselves and do certain stands and look how they look, the way they try acting, Many guitarists does that, and every guitarist, everybody wants to be a rock star, right? Everybody wants to be a star, So when you play live, when people play live, is one thing is not just having a guitar is functionable, it's aesthetic. I call it functional aesthetics.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to guitars, right? The Mini Maton, I have 2 Mini Matons. The Mini Maton, why I have 2 Mini Matons? Because when I saw Keith Urban played live on YouTube, and he was using a mini Maton. And the heart of the mini Maton is the amplification that is there, the AP5 without the mic. And you'll be surprised, even my son uses the and people say, hey, it looks like a toy guitar, and until they plug it in, and it's like, their jaw just dropped. Okay, so it's just that it's an Australian guitar, that's why it may be because of that. But Tommy Emmanuel uses it.
Yeah. I mean, I heard the Mittens, and then they are really very nice sounding, and quite amazing work of art. Yep.
Woody also Woody.
Yeah.
Woody. They acoustically, the Matons, they, because the bracing pattern is very heavy. Okay, they are made more for playing amplified. It's just like Yamaha, even Martin right now, they came out with the Road series, right? The Road series basically is for amplification. So the bracing pattern, a lot of the ones that are for live work, they brace in a way so that they cut certain frequencies that will not have issues when you amplify. Feedback issues. Okay, so these are things that guitar companies don't tell you, but I sat down and think about why is it that way, why there's not enough bass, because it's not supposed to be a lot of bass, because it's supposed to be amplified.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then of course we have Chris Mamita actually asking, any recommendation for acoustic guitar effects, any amplifiers for home use, which Colin O has helped us answered. Thanks, Colin, but you still on us wanton mee. Okay, we'll have wanton mee together one day once the lockdown is over. All right. Okay, but of course, like I don't know, what's your take on recommendation for acoustic guitar effects, or what kind of amplifier to use at home, since you're the guru?
Guitar effects, I don't really use a lot of effects. Number one, a little bit reverb would be very nice, because reverb is like singing in your toilet. You play your guitar in the toilet, it's like, it just reflects back. You sing in the toilet, you sound very good, even you're a bad singer generally, So if you ever play the guitar in the toilet, that's the reverb. It's the reflective properties, right? So reverb is a little bit of reverb will be good. The other thing is a great DI box that gives you a good EQ. Okay, I use suddenly I forgot the Aerobax, I don't know which one, the analog one. It gives you a very warm sound. I can't remember. This kind of just
I think it should be the Para DI.
Not the Para DI, the latest one. The
super big one, right? Is it?
No, it's very small. I can't remember. Let me just check first.
Wow,
while you talk.
Sorry, there are too many things that I kind of lost track of a lot of things already. Like right now I'm using a Red Eye, so that's also quite interesting.
I heard Red Eye is fantastic.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's quite expensive, like few thousand dollars. Right?
No. I only bought mine for like $200-300. I sold my Fishman DI and bought the Red Eye, because what I felt is that the Red Eye sounded more natural with a lot of guitars as compared to some of the DIs that I tried. Colin O was saying it's a venue.
Session. I'm using a session DI. The session DI gives gives you an analog tone, and it widens. It means it widens the tone a little bit. Surprisingly, I've used this DI on a Ed Sheeran guitar, and I think not this last blue color. There was a previous model using the Isis with the Isis Fishman pickup, and I was playing in somebody's funeral. Okay, using that guitar with a keyboard. And after I played the guitar, a few people asked me, hey, what guitar are you using? I said, I'm just using a Ed Sheeran Little Martin, and it says, but how come your guitar tone? It's because of this session acoustic DI. If you use it correctly, you fit it in nicely.
Yeah.
But also, you also need to have some skill when you play, because you don't play all 6 strings at one time.
Yeah.
So if you get skill plus maximize your tone, your live tone, together with a great guitar, that's where the power of 3 comes in. You get a very good live sound. Okay.
we have one question from Paul Ho. How do you see China-made guitars, and do you think it's worth investing in them in general?
China-made guitars. The China-made guitars is very wide. You know, you have a wide variety of China-made guitars. I think even our phones are made in China. Okay, but I think I like to use the word quality control. You know, because Yamaha guitars are also made in
Yep.
China, and knowing that because I work in a Japanese company for 15 years. This June will be 15 years. And the Japanese is very anal. I mean, it's very strict about quality control. So if the company that you buy has very good quality control, that's where Yamaha is one of them. Okay. The other guitar that is made in China actually is if I can safely say, minstrel guitars are also made in China,
Yep.
but by a select group of very skilled luthiers, led by Hosen, which I have great respect for him. Again, and of late, his guitars I've played has improved vastly. And he's really pushing the envelope. I think that's the second one I can say. And then who else that makes good guitars in China? I can't really at this point. I can't really think of. I mean, but the China made the guitars are good. The Lava Me actually it's not, it's carbon fiber, but it's well made because the technology. In fact, their plaque, the whole guitar, the fretboard is plaque. I mean, they use a CNC, scan it, and plaque so that it's perfect. So these are some things that you can at some stage you can use technology. At some stage you the other thing one thing I don't like about China guitars is when you put your hand underneath. That's where you feel the roughness of the wood, and these are some of the details that at some point you say, well, that's you get what you pay for in life, right?
True.
You know, if
True.
you can't go on a budget airline. You say you want blanket and you want meals and then still have a cheap rate. It never happens.
Okay. Raymond
Hope that
Day.
answers.
Raymond Day has a question. If let's say he's just playing at home, no amp, acoustically sound good, but he doesn't want to spend. I mean, I think he's looking for a guitar that is from 1,000 to 2,000. That's gonna sound good. Can play at home, that kind of thing. What would you recommend? But actually, there's a lot of guitars in that price range, right?
There are a lot of guitars at price range. I mean, if you want to spend something less, I just go be general. I mean, not because CD music is my friend, not because Sweetie is my friend or things like that. I'm just trying to just off my mind just go. I mean, if you look at the Martin guitars, because sometimes when you buy the guitar is what if I want to upgrade? You know, it's like buying I now I can only afford a 3-room flat, but later I want to buy a 5-room flat. Then you said the location is very important, right? Because if you can't sell your 3-room flat, how are you going to buy a 5-room flat, right? Sometimes it's like that, right? Sometimes you buy the guitar right now, you let's say you buy a Martin or Taylor, and you said my wife gives me the permission to only buy another guitar if I can sell this guitar. That's where that's where you buy a Martin guitar because the value is still there and people will buy the brand, right? I mean the brand. So for below $1,000, I mean you look at the Dreadnought Junior, and right now even just above $1,000, I'm going to do a few more videos on the Road series. The Martin Road series will be something that is interesting. The Taylors also, you can buy anything between 1 to 2,000, but I tell you the Taylors right now, what I see is because the new Andy Powers bracing is very, very thin. So a lot of them have huge issues with swelling and also lift the bridge. So just be careful. And then the Yamahas also, I mean the LL16,
I have that. I have
the FG5, the latest red labels, fantastic. Value for money, made in Japan. You can find used, get one, get it set up nicely. I tell you, it will age very nicely.
I know. I have the LS16 AR.
It's beautiful.
It's nice.
It's beautiful.
It's nice.
Someone just sent me a LS6, Yamaha LS6. It's a laminated back and sides. And it's well made. It's laminated. It has a beautiful sunburst. I mean, you even just standing with a guitar on stage, you look good from afar.
Yep.
or far from good.
No, but I guess like okay. I mean coming to talk about guitar, I think Yamaha does do a very good QC on most of the things, which is
Yeah,
why they sound very consistent.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's actually quite. In fact, I think comparing them with Taylor, I mean both of them make good guitars, but Yamaha and Taylor has a very distinct different sound. If you really hear that, sometimes you hear a Taylor, it's a Taylor, because the Taylor has a very distinct kind of
yep,
feel. But
yep,
Yamaha also
yep.
has a very distinct kind of vibe also. So that's quite cool. I mean, of course, Martin will sound like Martin. Gibson will sound like. I mean, all of them have their own signature tone after so many years of making instruments and stuff.
I think basically I like what Yin Long just said. One guitar is never enough.
Yeah,
It's like
precisely.
women. They put restrictions on men. You can only have one guitar. Why you need so many guitar? I say it's the same as you, right? You have many shoes, many bags, you know, many watches, accessories. Can you buy one, have one bag that can do it all? No. You need to have a red bag to pair with the red shoes. You know, so guitars is the same thing. You need a small guitar. They go, I need this guitar because it's a songwriter guitar, darling, because I'm gonna write songs for the Lord. I'm gonna write songs for my band, and then you said, I need this guitar because this one is my live gig. I need this, or I need a J45 because I want to look like James Blunt. Things like this. Or people said, hey, suddenly you have a couple of Martins say, hey, I love John Mayer, darling. If I have that John Mayer OMJM, I'm gonna play like John Mayer. Hope so, lah.
Wow, Elon is like super happy after you say that. No, but I do kind of understand how you feel, because like I have multiple guitars. I have like a few electric, a few basses, and a few acoustics, because like when I'm recording stuff, the feel is different. Yeah, the
Yep.
the vibe is totally different, and then
Yeah, yeah.
it's totally and then sometimes you just need a certain unique tone that you can't get out. Like for example, like what you say just now, a small guitar won't sound like a big guitar, but a small guitar has a unique tone that that is actually sometimes very interesting. Especially like for example, a small guitar, I'll use it for rhythm parts. But if let's say I'm writing a song
Yep.
for a girl, that part will be for her, because prospection, your perspective of things, right? Usually girls like smaller stuff, so you play a smaller rhythm guitar, so that when they mime on the MV, it sounds right. Yeah, then wow, now everybody is
That's
asking
right.
about all the guitar stuff and everything. Very interesting.
Okay,
Okay,
let's
let's
answer
see.
questions. Come on,
All right. Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
what are the
then
questions that are
uh
being asked right now?
okay. Yep.
I'm just trying to see what questions. Maybe you can help me also.
Okay, Paul has a LL6 and it's set up by you. Nice. Then Luis Alexander. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name correctly. I'm so sorry for that. Alright. Warden make great guitars. Warden guitars. I've
I've
tried that
I've
before
done
though.
I've done I've done
Yeah.
I've done modern guitars. They decent guitars lah. I mean, I
Mhm.
won't say it's bad. It's decent guitars.
Okay.
Okay, Maestro. Okay, Maestro. I think Hosen has improved a lot. I think after he went to do his voice tap tuning voice with what's that guy's name? Can't remember his name.
Mhm.
Famous guy. I have the book.
Uh,
Cost me
uh,
$500.
that Simogi. Is it?
Simoji, yeah.
Simogi,
Okay,
right?
I think I
Yeah.
think I think I think he came back and then he just changed the
Yeah.
mindset just changed and
Yeah.
he really tried his very very best. And I'm very proud because it's a Singaporean brand,
Yeah.
I mean, and he's trying his very best. And obviously the other thing also is some people say, so, what do you think of Maestro guitar? I said I can't pinpoint because if you go into the shop, you need to pick the one that you like, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's like, pick the one that suits you because
Mhm.
like what I said, guitars have a relationship,
Yeah.
and you need to pick the one that is going to invoke certain emotions, because when you
Yeah.
take certain guitars, like what you say, certain emotion comes in. You only
Yeah.
play certain songs on certain guitars. I don't know
Yeah.
why. So some songs, some guitars are really good for finger picking. You play, you just like, oh, it's so sweet, and then you just sing, and then you just cry, whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's it for Maestro guitars. I think that his latest ones are good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, just now it's just something like for example, right? Like there was one time, Jose came out with a few left-handed guitars. So I've been the only left-handed dude that he knows. Then he told me to go to his place and try. Then I tried. The one I really liked was the Hawaiian Kwa with all the fame and everything. I think its first thing is chill visually, and then it sounded very nice because it's cutting very nicely,
Yep, yep.
everything. And then when I played some of the Rosewood and then Coco Polo, all these, I was like, nah, not so nice sounding. But 6 months later, when I went back to his shop, I tried the Coco Polo. I was like, wow, the sound has
It developed. It
changed.
developed. It
It
developed.
developed.
It developed. It
Yeah,
developed. It
yeah.
developed. Okay,
Wow.
something about the Maestro guitars. The Project X actually is not. He told me it's not made by Maestro, but it's by his people. So he doesn't voice the top. But because of the it's like a secret ingredient, right? You get the
Mm-hmm.
ingredient right, the outcome will be good.
Yep.
So knowing that he put that secret ingredient into that very basic guitar. It looks like a basic guitar, but
Yep.
I can tell you that Project X it has a very organic woody tone.
Yeah. I agree.
And even though it's 599, I can tell you, if you were to close your eyes and play it, it doesn't sound like it sounds like a
No, it doesn't.
$2,000 guitar ever bought.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying this not because Huzan paid me to say this, but I'm just telling you because I've played a few of this, and I'm just being truthful and being
Mm-hmm.
honest
Mm-hmm.
to the community out there. These are some of the guitars, that you can start off with. I mean, if you don't really have much money and you really want as much tone, then go for some of these things. And then later, if you want, you can just add when you make more
Yep.
money and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
More questions. More
There's
questions.
definitely you can buy more guitars once you have different budgets and everything. So yeah, so that is quite interesting.
But for
Okay.
married people, I guess they have to manage their wife, right?
Yeah.
So I know people that hide guitars at home, in their offices and things like that. But I think the main thing is, I tell a lot of guitar owners is, you got to manage you as the head of household, you got to manage your wife. I mean, when I say manage, it means have a conversation with her, because sometimes it's good to talk some sense. I'm not saying that she doesn't have sense because she doesn't understand your hobby. Okay, neither do we understand why they need so many bags and why they need to color their hair and do facials every month. Okay, that's another different topic. But I think when you tell your wife that, I mean, you're playing guitar is something that you really love. Music connects you. When some people at 50 start playing guitar and it brings them back to that special moment they were 16, Beatles or whatever. So tell your wife that when you play guitar, you are not outside doing things that may be harmful for your body and your mind and your soul
Yeah.
and your marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not with some, you're not doing anything that is
Yeah.
harmful. And music, if you look at some of the top CEOs and stuff like that, a lot of them have a guitar sometimes
Okay.
in yeah.
Okay. Right. We have a lot of interesting comments to what you just say. So Ying-Long was saying if you need to hide the guitar from the wife, keep the additional guitars at workplace or friend's house. And then Paul was saying how to hide. Just say you got a great deal lor, and then you're so cheap that you cannot resist it. Okay, that's I don't know. I haven't tried it before.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just give you some very advice.
Okay.
Never, okay, when you want to buy a guitar, never ask for permission,
Just
because
buy it.
definitely you get no.
Okay.
Always only where after you just buy the guitar that you want and then come back and beg for forgiveness. Okay, that's the key. Okay, beg for forgiveness and ask for forgiveness. I'm sorry,
Okay.
darling, it will not happen again.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Just for everybody's knowledge, SAF will sell knee pads. Yeah, SAF knee pads are actually quite good. So yeah, very interesting. All right. So when you need kneel down for forgiveness, make sure you wear the knee pads before you wear your pants so she can't see it. Yeah.
I
Okay
mean, there
then.
was
Mm-hmm.
one case in point. I mean, there was once I sold a very expensive custom made guitar, and I used almost, I think, it's quite an expensive guitar, and I took the money and I brought my wife to get a really luxury watch for her, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, "This is my expression of love to you, with the guitar that I sold." I
Mm-hmm.
mean, obviously I have a lot of other guitars, but
Okay. Okay.
but that was the guitar that the wood was fantastic, Madagascar rosewood, beautiful, a lot of spider,
Oh.
but I just couldn't gel with it. There's no relationship.
Okay.
So in the end, I left it to somebody that flew in from Hong Kong and bought it, and he was very happy. God bless his soul.
Yep.
till today. He said he's very grateful for that. Okay, let's answer some questions.
Okay. Calling O's question, we see how. Okay, he's always, if it's okay question we answer. If not okay one, we will squeeze him for wanton mee. Okay. All right. Okay. Raymond was
Don't waste
asked.
our time, Collins.
Yeah. I'm stuck with the 6 chords since he last learned how to progress to blues and jazz. Wow. I think. That's interesting.
Okay, 6 chords. The 6 chords I say a lot on how to progress with blues and jazz. Okay, my suggestion is to contact Jonathan Cole because I think he can give you
He's
lessons on
teaching,
how
so
to
it's
play.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody I can fully recommend because
Yep.
I've seen him play. So,
Yep.
I only recommend people that I trust.
So Raymond, go for guitar lessons with Professor Jonathan Cole. I call him
Yeah.
Professor because he's already reached that level that he. If he's not a professor, then who can be a professor? That kind of thing.
I call him Uncle Jonathan.
Yeah. So go for it. Patrick was asking this question. In terms of tone, there are many types of guitar picks: soft, hard, turtle shell. Can you share some preference on it?
Okay, basically, I have some. Where's my picks? I mean, I have some picks here. I can't remember where the picks. I mean, I use this this pick from this is a yellow pick that I use. That if I do strumming or flat picking, this is something I like. I use 2 of this Martin because firstly they are cheap because they are 3 for $1. So this is what is this 0.60 and 0.73. But I like the 0.73 because if you want to dig in and then I use a lot of palm muting, then these are the 2. The other one I like to use is the McPherson picks but I ran out of this pink one, but I prefer the yellow one also, which actually is almost like 0.73 mm, because a lot of people use very light pick. So light pick you can't control because we know when you're playing a guitar you need to control your right hand technique, your left hand technique, right hand technique, and then your palm to mute it, because you don't want to play all the six strings. You may want to play 3 notes or just 4 notes, the bass note and 2 notes, or the bass note and 3 notes. And then that's the because if you play anything more than that, you're gonna ruin the whole band music or the team. Okay, when you're playing the band. Okay, so if need to hide, it's very pathetic. That's what they say. Paul Ho said. I mean, sometimes you just gotta face the truth, lah. Face your fear. Okay.
Okay. Then what's so special about the McPherson pick?
What's so special? I think it's just that number one, if you were to, you see, there's a hole in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's a hole in the middle and things like that. There are some picks. The picks are a little bit smooth. So sometimes when you play it, you can't grip it correctly, right?
Yeah.
So unless you just lick your thumb and then you put it like you're counting money, right? So, but when you use the McPherson pick, when you put it in here like that, you see the hole here? It grips there, and that's where you get control. So as a musician or as a guitar player, you want control, right? It's all about having control, controlling your fingers, because every stroke you've done it correctly will bring out the best, the tone, how you want it. I mean, especially electric guitars, right? They say, the pick this way. I don't know. I mean, I don't really play electric guitar. And the tone is very how you get a flat tone, how you make it scream. I mean, it's all finger technique, the pick, and how you hold it and how you stroke it. Oh, very technical now.
Yeah, now like guitar lesson already. Okay, just out of curiosity, like does string matters? Like what's the very big difference between the phosphorus bronze and the 80-20 strings?
Okay, let me just let you know. A lot of times, manufacturers uses 80-20 strings because they are cheaper.
Oh.
Okay. It's not because they are better for the guitars. I mean, basically, they're trying to sell. That's why they give you lousy tuners on a on a cheap guitar and plastic nuts and things like that. Because I mean, you really get what you pay for. So they won't give you. They will try to. normally they fit it with elixirs because they last the longest.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think because there's a competition with that. So generally, honestly, I mean, I'm just giving you my 2 cents worth. Elixirs because they are easy to play. Easy. I mean, you can put it in for 6 months and then it still lasts
Yeah.
that long. And then if you really like tone, I think the DRL EXP16s are really lovely, very natural, very woody. And then if you want natural and a little bit more bass because you find that your guitar has less bass, then the Martin Authentics, the coated ones, 12, because the Martin strings are Prosper Bronze, right? 1254. So Prosper Bronze will give you a more organic, natural tone. Whereas 8020 is very harsh. The it's very bright. It's very harsh.
You mean like this one?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Yeah.
Happen
This.
to have it with me. Like I'm like trying to change strings recently. Yeah.
Okay. So
all right. We have.
I hope I answered your question.
Okay. Raymond. I'll let you know how to talk to Jonathan. Okay. All right. Regarding guitar lessons and stuff. And then Colin O was asking, can you share with us if our guitars can't stay in our home temperature as we can't be turning on the aircon every day? What is the other options that we can stop it from warping?
Basically, I already said that is to buy a dehumidifier. I mean, right now you can buy a used one from Carousel. Anything that has 12 to 16 liters for let's say $100, $150. Buy the one that is 12, minimum 12 to 15 for 4 to 16 liters. If you can't afford $100, then it's like saying that you got a $2,000 guitar, you don't want to spend $100. It's like saying that you're driving a Ferrari and sending it for servicing is too expensive. So I mean, try to manage that.
Oh, you're right.
Okay?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just saw this. Okay, no, I shouldn't share it on the screen. Then people will go and snatch it away from me. Yeah, it's like $150 for a 12-liter 3-in-1 dehumidifier by Euro Ace.
Yeah, Euro Ace. Yep.
Wow, that's quite cool. You're right. You can actually get all these deals at this kind of affordable pricing.
Yeah. And sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying you should lowball, but dehumidifiers are the most difficult to sell, and some of these people are relocating, and Singaporeans like to buy new stuff, right? They don't want to buy used, right? But you're not going to switch on the dehumidifier for 24/7, right? So you're buying a used one that is in relatively good condition. For 100 to 150 it's a deal, okay?
Oh, this is cool. Okay, I think I know what I want to buy already. I should not share. Okay, but never mind. Okay. Yeah, thanks Colin for this question. So I know what to buy next. Okay, then Kun was asking about how to change to Goto 510 tuners. How much does it cost? I think you can PM him.
You can PM him. I bought a set of Gold one, but they're quite expensive. They're not cheap, because this Goto stuff, they are really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can PM me, but I'm not. I mean, this is basically a chat where I'm interested in just talk about guitars and not do any business here.
Okay. Of course, Raymond just PM him because Raymond also wants to change his guitar tuners already. Okay. Then Chris was asking one question: string size for acoustic. Any preference? Like, what should you use? 0.12, 0.11, 0.13?
Okay. Generally, all guitars are made to function at 1253. I mean 12 gauge. Okay. You put anything below 12 or even 11, things like that, the trebles don't come out. You put anything above like 13s on a certain guitars, unless you have super mighty hands, and anybody above 40, normally your fingers get a little bit stiffer and things like that. Not just your your fingers, other places in your body also get stiffer. So like your neck, that's why I have to play doing my neck right now. We all need to stretch a little bit. So the best compromise is 1253. If you need more bass, get the Martin string 1254. Okay, the one that lasts the longest basically Elixir, but it may not give you the best tone. I just telling you. I'll just be truthful, okay? But it lasts long. It's just that lazy people, if you have multiple guitars, you don't like change strings.
Okay. Of course, okay, we'll take this last question from Patrick. Patrick was asking, does using the aircon and drying dehumidifying mode works, and is it strong enough, once a week on the guitars overnight?
Okay, this is many questions like this has happened. People say I don't
Okay.
want to buy a dehumidifier because I can switch on my aircon mode, and then it's very expensive to switch on your aircon to dry for 8 hours because your compressor is way much bigger. Number one. Also, the other thing is if you have it, aircon is cold air. So once you switch off the aircon, condensation takes place. Your guitar
Yeah.
has,
Yeah.
it's in the worst condition that it was before because it's dry and then later it becomes wet because you're gonna put
Yeah.
in the case and then there's condensation.
Oh shit.
Okay,
Okay.
So
Yeah. Now common sense physics has come to play.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think about all this because these are things that
Yeah.
crazy people like me, right? We are passionate about guitars. We want to know how do we optimize, the playability, the tone, and then get the best, all the juice out of it through playing it.
Yeah. True. True. All right.
Oof.
We already 1.5 hours.
I mean, a lot of things to talk about.
I know. So of course, if you have more questions, more doubts, more stuff, you can always PM any one of us. Of course, when it comes to guitars, Jarvis is the man. When it comes to audio and stuff, you can always PM me. Just feel free. We don't bite. We are friendly people, and then we are nice people. All right. So once again, a big round of applause, for Mr. Jarvis for coming
My heart
in.
goes
All right.
to you. Yes, all my love to all of you guys out there.
All right. Okay. You must learn a new trick. All right. Okay.
You see my heart is beating.
Okay. I thought you watch all the Korean idols. They always do that one. Yeah.
And I show you my guitarist, my black guitarist.
Oh, nice.
That's my
So cute.
black guitarist. You see?
Hey.
She's also a singer.
Oh. Wow, this is so
Black
cool.
Scottish Terrier.
Nice. So cute. Yeah.
Say hello friends. You say hello friends.
Okay.
Oh, she want to sing to the mic. You see?
Okay.
Better go down.
Nice. All right. Okay. So I think we have a very fruitful night. We have a lot of interesting questions. We have a lot of interesting learning today, and then of course, for people who are keen to know more about guitar tone and then how they sound like for recording and stuff, do feel free to ask the both of us. Of course, when it comes to guitars and maintenance and how they sound like and everything, how to make it sound better, ask Jarvis. If it comes to like me, you want to find alternative solutions for recording, for everything, just let us know. I think we'll be more than happy to share with all you guys. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, and of course, if Colin O treat us one time, we will get him as a third guest next time. All right. So he can be my consultant. Yay.
Colin.
Yeah, so bro Colin, wanton mee can or not, with extra servings of ingredients, not the noodles. Then we will bring you in as a guest next time. Alright. Okay, so once again, my name is JF and this is Jarvis, alright, he's from the Guitar Spa. So a round of applause for everybody for staying through all the way, and then if you guys are keen to know more about audio and stuff, about mics and everything, just follow Deity Microphones Asia Facebook. If you want to find out more about guitars and stuff and how to maintain them and then how to send them for Jarvis for spa treatment, go and add him or follow his page on the Guitar Spa. Alright. Okay, so it's a very nice Monday. I think the blues have all gone out, so yeah, it's time to enjoy the week because it's very nice and happening start of the week. Alright.
It's
so
an
play more
opportunity
guitar.
day. Start of
Yeah,
opportunity day.
Alright, so very
Thanks,
nice
guys.
Monday.
Good night,
Alright.
guys. Thanks,
Good night,
thanks
guys.
for tuning. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.